Good morning. Today we will see the homogeneous equilibria. Okay. So last class we were discussing the equilibrium constant expression, etc. Today we will have the homogeneous equilibrium. Now what do you mean by homogeneous equilibrium? Homogeneous equilibrium means, homo means same. Homogeneous means if the reactants and the products are on the same phase. Now what do you mean by phase? Now for example, N2 plus H2 giving NH3. See, N2 plus H2 giving NH3. So here nitrogen is in the gaseous state, hydrogen is in the gaseous state, and ammonia is also in the gaseous state. See. So if all the reactants and products are in the same phase, then you call that to be a homogeneous equilibrium. Clear? Heterogeneous means different. That means if this can be a solid, this can be a liquid, or that can be again a solid, whatever. So different phases. Okay. Another example is hydrolysis of an ester. CH3COO C2H5 plus water will give you CH3COOH plus C2H5OH. See, CH3COOH is aqueous, water is a liquid, acetic acid is again a liquid, and this is a liquid, or you can say aqueous, this water is there. So all are in the liquid state. Okay, so this type of equilibria in which the reactants and products are in the same phase is called as homogeneous equilibrium. Clear? Now we will move on to the equilibrium constant in gaseous phase. We will derive an expression for the equilibrium constant in the gaseous phase. That means we are relating the equilibrium constant in gaseous state. That means instead of Kc, we will have Kp. That is gaseous state, we are using pressure there, right? Pressure. Now if you consider the gaseous state, you will be having the pressure. Right? So now we will derive an expression for the equilibrium constant in gaseous phase. Okay, equilibrium constant in gaseous phase. For this, we know the equation, ideal gas equation. What is the ideal gas equation? So listen carefully. We are going to derive it. PV is equal to nRT. Isn't it? PV is equal to nRT. Or you can say P is equal to N by V into RT. P is equal to N by V into RT. And what is N by V? Number of moles by volume. That is concentration, isn't it? So I can write P is equal to concentration. We are representing the concentration like this, isn't it? Concentration. So concentration into RT. Or we can say concentration of gas. Clear? So R is a constant, universal gas constant 8.314 kilojoule per mole, and temperature is a fixed temperature, isn't it? So this and this is constant. So I can write P is directly proportional to the concentration of the gas. Can I write this? Definitely I can write this. So this is how you get pressure is directly proportional to the concentration of that gas. Correct? So it's very easy. We are taking the ideal gas equation. We are putting N by V as the concentration. Then RT is a constant. So you can write P is directly proportional to the concentration of the gas. Clear? Okay. Now we will have an example. This much is clear, right? Okay. Now we will have an example. That is, we are taking the same example as hydrogen plus iodine will give you 2Hi. So this is a homogeneous equilibria in which hydrogen is in the gaseous state, iodine is in the gaseous state, and the Hi is also in the gaseous state. Clear? Now we will write first the Kc, and then we will have relate with the Kp or pressure. Okay. Now Kc. What is Kc? I will write it here. Okay. Hope you can see. Kc is equal to concentration of Hi the whole square. Last class we have discussed. Hi the whole square divided by concentration of H2 into concentration of I2. See, this is what is called as Kc. Now, what we have told, we told that pressure is directly proportional to the concentration of the gas, isn't it? So, pressure is directly proportional to the concentration, which means this is concentration of the gas, that is this. Isn't it? Clear? Once again I will tell you. We have derived from the PV is equal to nRT, the ideal gas equation, pressure is directly proportional to the concentration of the gas. If that is so, we can write this concentration of gas is proportional to the pressure. Can I write that? So I can write that is equal to pressure of HI, isn't it? Pressure of HI the whole square. Can I write that? Yes. Divided by pressure of hydrogen into pressure of iodine. See? I can write like this because this, according to this, we can write this. Correct? Now, what is pressure of HI? We know pressure is equal to concentration of gas into RT. Isn't it? Concentration of pressure into RT. So, I can write this. I can write, and I am writing it here, is equal to, or if you want one more step for here, I can write pressure of HI is equal to, pressure of HI is equal to concentration, that is HI the whole square into RT the whole square, isn't it? Pressure. So pressure of HI is equal to this much, pressure of HI the whole square is equal to concentration of HI into R into T. Am I right? Okay. Likewise, pressure of hydrogen is equal to concentration of hydrogen into RT. Correct? Okay. Now, pressure of iodine is equal to, these are all partial pressures. Okay. Pressures is equal to concentration of the iodine into RT. So, this you got it. How you get this? Now, we will put this into this equation. What's it? We will put the value of this pressure of HI, H2 and I2 in this equation. Okay. Now, what you will get? You will get, so this is what? This is pressure, the pressure relation. So, I can write this as Kp. See, I am equating, Kc is the concentration in terms of concentration. This equation, I will write it as Kp. Why? Because this is the concentration at equilibrium constant at pressure. Isn't it? Equilibrium constant at, this is concentration, this is pressure. Okay. Now, if I write this, the value of this into this, what I will get? Can I rub this? Hope you know that. Okay, please note it down. Okay. So I will get Kp is equal to what is pressure of HI? Pressure of HI is concentration of HI the whole square, because pressure has got square, into RT the whole square. Correct? Divided by what is pressure of H2? Concentration of H2 into RT. And what is pressure of I2? Concentration of I2 into RT. Correct? Now, simplify it. RT square and RT square get cancelled. So, you will get HI the whole square divided by concentration of hydrogen into concentration of I2. Now, what is this? In this equation, the partial pressure or the equilibrium concentration at a constant pressure is equal to the equilibrium constant at a constant temperature. So, here Kp and the Kc are equal. Both the concentrations are equal. Both the equilibrium constants are equal. So, this is how you derive that. So, in examination, you will be given some equation, balanced equation like what we gave, H2 plus I2 giving 2HI. So, they will tell you calculate the Kp. Calculate the Kp in relation with Kc. Correct. So, they will give such type of equations and tell you to derive the Kp value in terms of Kc. Correct. So, I will give you a homework. I will give you a homework for the reaction. For the reaction, N2 plus H2 giving NH3. So, it is balanced means 3. So, this you have to calculate the Kp in terms of Kc. Just do it. Okay. So, this is how you. Now for a general equation. Okay. So, you just do it. If any problem, give me a call. Okay. Just message me. I will tell you. Okay. Now, so you know we have derived an expression for one equation like H2 plus I2 giving 2HI. Now for a general equation like AA stoichiometry plus BB will reversibly giving CC plus DD. See, in this type of equation, we can calculate the general formula for Kp in terms of Kc. Clear? So we will derive that expression. Now how I will derive? Now Kc is equal to, you know, we will write first Kc. Okay. So Kc is equal to the concentration of C raised to C into concentration of D raised to D divided by concentration of A raised to A into concentration of B raised to B. Clear? Okay. Now we know that pressure, in terms of pressure, you can write what Kp is equal to pressure of what? Pressure of C. Correct? Pressure of C raised to C, correct, into RT raised to C. Am I right? Am I right? Because we know the pressure of C is equal to concentration of C into RT. Clear? Pressure of C is equal to concentration of C into RT. In the same way, pressure of D, pressure of A, pressure of B, etc. So PC raised to C into RT raised to C into PC. PC means, or I can write PC raised to C into PD raised to D, correct, divided by PA raised to A into PB raised to B. This is in terms of pressure. Just as we wrote Kc is equal to concentration, Kp is equal to pressure. Now we want to elaborate this pressure as like this. Okay, so how you will write? That is equal to, okay, Kp is equal to, what is Pc? Pc is concentration of C raised to C into RT raised to C. Am I right? Do it yourself, then it will be easy. Now, into PD. What is PD? PD is concentration of D raised to D into RT raised to D. Correct? Divided by, what is PA? PA is concentration of A raised to A into RT raised to A into, what is pressure of B? Concentration of B raised to B into RT raised to B. See? Now what you have to do? I am just rearranging this. How I will rearrange? Concentration of C raised to C into concentration of D raised to D by concentration of A raised to A into concentration of B raised to B. Why I rearrange like this? Because I want to get Kc. I am deriving the expression for Kp in terms of Kc. So anyhow I have to get in that equation Kc. So I am rearranging in such a way that this is Kc, and then what happens? RT A raised to M into A raised to N, A raised to M plus N. So RT raised to C plus D divided by RT raised to A plus B. See? A raised to N into A raised to M is equal to A raised to M plus N. Okay, so applying that you will get C raised to C. Now what is that? What is that? This is, can I drop this? Okay. And now Kp is equal to, tell me, Kp is equal to, what is this quantity? What is this quantity? This quantity is Kc, isn't it? This is Kc. Now what is this? RT raised to, A raised to M by A raised to N. You know that, right? It is maths. A raised to M by A raised to N is equal to A raised to M minus N. Correct. So you can apply that. RT raised to C plus D minus A plus B. See, we have to write like this. A raised to M by A raised to N is equal to A raised to M minus N. So applying that, you will get C plus D minus A plus B. So now you will put a new value for that. That is Kc is equal to, Kp is equal to Kc into RT raised to delta N. Now what is delta N? Delta N is equal to C plus D minus A plus B. That means the number of gaseous product. See, there is one condition. number of gaseous product minus number of gaseous reactant. It's a must. Gaseous reactant, homogeneous equilibria. So delta N is equal to C plus D minus A plus B, where you can say that is equal to the number of gaseous product minus number of gaseous reactant. Correct? So this is the generalized equation. Kp is for any given equation, for that matter. For any given equation, homogeneous equation, Kp is equal to equilibrium constant at pressure is equal to equilibrium constant at concentration into RT, that is a constant, raised to delta N. Delta N is the number of gaseous product minus number of gaseous reactants. Clear? Hope you understood this. Okay, so today itself you have to derive this. Okay, then only you will get a hang of it. Otherwise, if you just go through it, you will find that it will be easy, but you have to have that point. Okay, so you have to get that that hang of it. Okay, it will be easy for you. That flow has to come. That's it. The flow has to come. So this is Kp is equal to Kc into RT raised to delta N. Clear? That is the expression, general expression for Kp and Kc. I have given you a homework. You can do that. Clear? Okay. Then we will go on to a problem. Okay, because in this examination point of view also problem will come. Okay, so now today we will have a problem, that is, okay, the value, listen carefully, the value of Kc is given as 4.24 at 800 Kelvin. For the reaction, carbon monoxide plus water will give you carbon dioxide plus hydrogen. See, this is a homogeneous equilibrium they are giving. See, this is a homogeneous equilibrium they are giving, where they are giving Kc is equal to, the Kc value is given at a particular temperature. Correct? Okay. Now, calculate the equilibrium concentration. Calculate the Kc. Calculate the equilibrium concentrations of, okay, equilibrium concentration, Kc is given. Calculate the equilibrium concentration of CO2, then H2 and CO, okay, and also water. So calculate all the equilibrium concentrations at 800 Kelvin. Okay, then you are given a clue that CO, concentration of CO and H2O are present initially at a concentration of 0.1 molar each. So this is the question. So just go through the question. What they have given? They have given Kc for the homogeneous equilibrium reaction, CO plus H2O giving CO2 plus water. Now what are the reactants? Reactants is carbon monoxide and water. What clue they gave? They have told us that the initial concentration, that means before getting into equilibria, before getting into an equilibrium, the initial concentration of CO and H2O is 0.1 molar each. That means CO is also 0.1 molar and the H2O is also 0.1 molar at the initial stage. Then calculate the equilibrium concentration when this reaction attains equilibria. Once this equilibrium is attained for this reaction, that is reversible, calculate the concentration of CO2, H2, CO and H2O. See, find out all the concentrations. How will you do it? Okay, so these type of questions can come. So we will solve it. Okay. Now for that what we have to do is, first we have to write the well-balanced chemical equation. That is the first thing. You have to write the balanced chemical equation and then only you have to move into the second step. That is pakka. So see whether it is balanced, 1C, 1C, 2O, 2O, 2H. So this is a well-balanced equation. Now what we will see? Now we can say, so there are certain steps to be followed. Please listen. There are certain steps to be followed. First we will write in the left hand side of this equation. You have to keep some space here, okay, for writing such things. So first we will write the initial concentration. that in the textbook, in the question they have given. Initial concentration of carbon monoxide is 0.1 molar. Am I right? 0.1 molar, yes. Then H2O is 0.1 molar. Then carbon dioxide initially means it is not produced. So it is 0 and 0 molar. At the initial, that means when the time t is equal to 0, the reaction is going to happen. That's all. It is not yet happened. So initial concentration means the carbon monoxide is 0.1 and water is 0.1. But the carbon dioxide is 0 and hydrogen is again 0. Is it clear? Okay. Now what you should do? You should assume. You should assume that some amount of this reactant is getting into product. Clear? So that we can represent, say, X. Okay, so we have to write here as let X mole per liter of product is formed. Okay, product is formed. So how many product is formed? X. So I will write. I will write here. Okay, here. Let X mole per liter product is formed. Okay. So then what happens? There we are assuming that X mole per liter or X molar product is formed. Mole per liter means molarity. So then here also how much, because stoichiometry is 1, it will be X molar. Okay, X product produce ചെയ്തു. അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ റിയാക്ടന്റ് എന്തായിരിക്കും? 0.1 ആയിരിക്കുമോ? ഇല്ല. കാരണം 0.1 ൽ നിന്ന് എത്ര പ്രോഡക്റ്റ് പ്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്തു? X പ്രോഡക്റ്റ് ഫോം ചെയ്തു. So what is the remaining reactant? എത്രയായിരിക്കും? That is 0.1 minus X molar. ഇല്ലേ? ഇവിടെ എന്താണ്? 0.1 minus X molar. ശരിയല്ലേ? പിടികിട്ടിയോ? അതായത് X moles, if you are assuming that, say X moles or mole per liter, that is mole per liter means molarity. So capital M. So X mole, molarity, X molar. Okay, X molar product is formed in this scenario. Then we can say 0.1 minus X, because X has produced. So it will be minus from the initial thing. So it will be 0.1 minus X molar into 0.1 minus X molar is equal to X into L. So that much is clear. Now what you should do is, at equilibrium we will get this, isn't it? Initial concentration is like this, but at equilibrium you are saying if X molar product is formed, you can say at equilibrium this is the concentration. Clear? Okay. Now what we have to do? We have to calculate each concentration. This concentration, this concentration, this concentration and this concentration. For that what we have to find out? We have to find the X from this. So we know this is a homogeneous equilibrium. Correct? For homogeneous equilibria, what is the concentration? It is all in molar concentration. So what is Kc? Because Kc is given. Okay. So Kc is equal to concentration of CO2 into concentration of H2 divided by concentration of CO into concentration of water. Okay. Okay. That means Kc is equal to concentration of CO2 into concentration of hydrogen by concentration of CO into concentration of water. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മുടെ value is Kc is 4.24, isn't it? 4.24. That is equal to, what is concentration of carbon dioxide? X. Now what is concentration of hydrogen? X. Divided by what is concentration of CO? 0.1 minus X. See, this is at equilibrium. Okay. Now what is water? Again 0.1 minus X. See. Now what you have to do? You have to rearrange it. See, you have to rearrange it. Correct. So what you have to do? That is 4.24 is equal to X square by 0.1 minus X the whole square. Correct. A into A. Isn't it? A into A is 0.1 minus X the whole square. So you have to correct X square is equal to 4.24 into 0.1 minus X square. So you a minus b the whole square equals a square minus 2ab plus b square, isn't it? So you have to go that, and then how will you calculate x? You will get a quadratic equation ax square minus bx, ax square minus bx plus c, isn't it? Like that you get an equation ax square plus bx minus c. So you get an equation. From that you can calculate the x as minus b plus or minus root of 4ac by 2a, isn't it? Am I right? Minus b root of b square minus 4ac by 2a, isn't it? So you will get the value of x. So from here onwards you have to write, you have to solve it and calculate the x. Now you will get x as two values, plus and minus values there. Okay, so you will get x, and you have to delete one x or omit one x. Okay, so you will get the x. I will give you the x value. One is 0.067. See, one is x is equal to 0.067 and the other value of x is equal to 0.194. Okay, now you are getting these two values. We know our initial concentration is 0.1 molar. That is the initial concentration, isn't it? So there is no point, the value 0.194 can be deleted or omitted, because there is no point in taking a concentration more than the initial value, isn't it? Initial value ഇത്രേ ഉള്ളൂ, 0.1 ഉള്ളൂ. അതിന് കൂടുതലാണ് 0.194. അതപ്പോൾ ഒരിക്കലും ആവത്തില്ലല്ലോ, ഇല്ലേ? അത് നമുക്ക് ഡിലീറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് കളയാം. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഏത് എടുക്കണം? എക്സ് നമ്മൾ 0.067 ആയിട്ട് എടുക്കുക. So you go for the calculation and find out x gets two values. ഇതാണോ എന്ന് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യുക. എന്നിട്ട് ഈ വാല്യൂ നമ്മൾ എടുക്കില്ല, കാരണം 0.194 ആണ്. 0.1 ഉള്ളൂ ഇനീഷ്യൽ കോൺസെൻട്രേഷൻ, അതിലും കൂടുതലായിരിക്കാൻ ചാൻസ് ഇല്ലല്ലോ. സോ നമ്മൾ ഈ വാല്യൂ കളഞ്ഞിട്ട് നമ്മൾ എന്തെടുക്കും? We will take x as we will take x as 0.067. x ന്റെ വാല്യൂ കിട്ടി ആണല്ലോ. ഇനി നോക്കിയേ, കോൺസെൻട്രേഷൻ ഓഫ് CO2 എന്താണ്? കോൺസെൻട്രേഷൻ ഓഫ് CO2 ഈക്വൽസ് x ആണല്ലോ. അപ്പോൾ that is equal to 0.067. ശരിയല്ലേ? കോൺസെൻട്രേഷൻ ഓഫ് H2 എന്താണ്? സെയിം ആണ്, x. So that is equal to again 0.067. ശരിയല്ലേ? ഇനി കോൺസെൻട്രേഷൻ ഓഫ് CO എന്താണ്? Concentration of CO is 0.1 minus x. അപ്പോൾ 0.1 minus 0.067 എത്രയാണ്? ശരിയല്ലേ? And the last is the concentration of water. Concentration of water is also 0.1 minus x. So 0.1 minus 0.067. So ഇങ്ങനെ നമുക്ക് എല്ലാത്തിന്റെയും കോൺസെൻട്രേഷൻസ് കിട്ടാം. ശരിയല്ലേ? So this is how you will do the problem. Clear ആയോ? അപ്പം ആദ്യം ആ സ്റ്റെപ്സ്, അതായത് അത് നമ്മൾ എങ്ങനെയാണ് ചെയ്യുന്നതെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നമുക്കറിയാം. ആദ്യം നിങ്ങൾ നോക്കുക, ഹോമോജീനിയസ് ഇക്വേഷൻ ആണോ, ഇക്വിലിബ്രിയം ആണോ. ഹോമോജീനിയസ് ഇക്വിലിബ്രിയം ആണെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് എന്ത് ചെയ്യാം? നമുക്ക് ഈ വാല്യൂ അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യാം, KCയുടെ വാല്യൂ അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യാം. പിന്നെ ഇവിടെ പറഞ്ഞേക്കുന്നത് യു ഹാവ് ഗിവൺ KC, എന്നിട്ട് പറഞ്ഞു അറ്റ് ഇക്വിലിബ്രിയത്തിൽ എല്ലാത്തിൻ്റെയും, അതായത് റിയാക്ടൻസിൻ്റെയും പ്രോഡക്ട്സിൻ്റെയും കോൺസെൻട്രേഷൻ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കുക. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് സിമ്പിൾ ആസ് ദാറ്റ്. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്തു? ആദ്യം ഒരു വെൽ ബാലൻസ്ഡ് ഇക്വേഷൻ ആണോ നോക്കി, എന്നിട്ട് ഇനീഷ്യൽ സ്റ്റേജ് നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്തു? തന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഇനീഷ്യലിൽ 0.1 0.1 ആണ്, അപ്പോൾ 0 ആണ് പ്രോഡക്റ്റ്. ഇക്വിലിബ്രിയം ആകുമ്പോഴത്തേക്കും നമ്മൾ അസ്യൂം ചെയ്യണം, ഓക്കെ, എക്സ് മോൾസ് പെർ ലിറ്റർ പ്രോഡക്റ്റ് ഫോം ചെയ്യുമെന്ന് വെച്ചോളൂ, കാരണം നമുക്ക് കണ്ടുപിടിക്കേണ്ടി. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യും? ഓക്കെ, എക്സ് ആണെങ്കിൽ ഇനീഷ്യൽ കോൺസെൻട്രേഷൻ മൈനസ് എക്സ് ആയിരിക്കും ഇക്വിലിബ്രിയത്തിലുള്ള കോൺസെൻട്രേഷൻ. ദെൻ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് വെരി സിമ്പിൾ. KCയിലോട്ട് അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യുക. KC is equal to concentration of the product divided by concentration of the reactants. Clear? നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് എക്സ് കിട്ടും. എക്സിൽ രണ്ട് വാല്യൂ ഉണ്ട്, പ്ലസ് ഓർ മൈനസ്. ക്വാഡ്രാറ്റിക് ഇക്വേഷൻ നിങ്ങൾ സോൾവ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ മൈനസ് ബി പ്ലസ് ഓർ മൈനസ് റൂട്ട് ഓഫ് ബി സ്ക്വയർ മൈനസ് 4ac by 2a എന്നാണ്. സോ യു വിൽ ഗെറ്റ് ടു ഇക്വേഷൻസ്, ഒന്ന് പ്ലസും ഒന്ന് മൈനസ്. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ആ രണ്ടെണ്ണം കിട്ടുമ്പോഴേക്ക് രണ്ട് വാല്യൂസ് കിട്ടും. ഒന്ന് നമുക്ക് ഡിസ്കാർഡ് ചെയ്ത് കളയാം. ഇവിടെ നമ്മൾ ഡിസ്കാർഡ് ചെയ്ത് കളയുന്നത് എന്താണ്? 0.194 ആണ്. ബിക്കോസ് ഇനീഷ്യൽ കോൺസെൻട്രേഷൻ നമുക്ക് 0.1 ഉള്ളൂ. അപ്പൊ എന്തായാലും അതിൽ കുറവാണ് എക്സ്, നമുക്കറിയാം അല്ലേ? അപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ അത് ഡിസ്കാർഡ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് എക്സ് അതെടുത്തിട്ട് പിന്നെ നമ്മൾ എന്തെടുക്കുക? ഈ വാല്യൂസ് എക്സ് ആണ് carbon dioxide in the concentration. H2 X ആണ് H2 ന്റെ concentration. കിട്ടിയല്ലോ. ഇനി കാർബൺ മോണോക്സൈഡ് ന്റെ 0.1 മൈനസ് X ആണ്. അപ്പം ഈ 0.1 മൈനസ് നമുക്ക് കിട്ടിയ X കുറയ്ക്കുക. അതുപോലെ H2O യുടെ concentration 0.1 മൈനസ് X. ക്ലിയർ ആയില്ലേ? So this is how we will do the problem. എപ്പോഴും എക്സാമിന് വരുന്നതാണ്. So please study well this problem. Okay, clear ആയില്ലേ? Now we will move on to another problem. Okay, another problem ഉള്ളതാണ്. So the next problem is, it's a very simple problem. Okay, for an equilibria, 2NOCl in equilibrium with 2NO plus Cl2. നിങ്ങൾ നോക്കുക homogeneous equilibrium ആണോ എന്നുള്ളത്. Okay, എല്ലാം gaseous സ്റ്റേറ്റിലാണ്. So it is a homogeneous equilibrium. എന്നിട്ട് പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നത് the value of equilibrium constant Kc is equal to 3.75 into 10 raised to minus 6 at 1069 Kelvin temperature പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്. Now calculate Kp for this temperature. ഈ ടെമ്പറേച്ചറിൽ Kp കണ്ടുപിടിക്കാം. വെരി സിമ്പിൾ. ഏത് ഇക്വേഷനാണ് വേണ്ടത് നോക്കുക. ഒരു ഹോമോജീനിയസ് ഇക്വിലിബ്രിയം ബാലൻസ്ഡ് ഇക്വിലിബ്രിയം ബാലൻസ്ഡ് അല്ലേ? ഓക്കെ, ബാലൻസ്ഡ് ഇക്വിലിബ്രിയം തന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. എന്നിട്ട് പറയാണ് Kc at a particular temperature 1069 Kelvin they have given the Kc. എന്നിട്ട് എന്താ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കാൻ പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നത്? കാൽക്കുലേറ്റ് ദ വാല്യൂ ഓഫ് Kp at that particular temperature. ആ ടെമ്പറേച്ചറിൽ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കാൻ. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ഏത് ഇക്വേഷൻ എഴുതാം? We can use the equation as പറഞ്ഞോളൂ. Kp is equal to Kc into RT raised to delta N. Am I right? Correct? Okay. So you have to calculate the Kp. Now what is Kc? So Kc is equal to 3.75 into 10 to the power minus 6 into. Now what is R? R is 0.0831 into what is the temperature? 1069. Now what happens? What is delta N? What is delta N? We have studied the number of gaseous product minus number of gaseous reactant. So we will calculate separately. Delta N is equal to number of gaseous reactant is 2 plus 1, that is 3, minus 2, that is equal to 1. Am I right? Delta N is equal to 1. That means 2 plus 1, number of gaseous reactant, because all are gaseous. So 2 plus 1, that is 3, minus reactant is 2. So 3 minus 2 is equal to 1. So delta N is equal to 1. So do the calculation. Homework. Do the calculation. Clear? So this is another example, and you can find more examples in exercises. So please do it. Okay, please do it in this. Clear? Okay. Now we will come to a heterogeneous equilibrium. Okay, so homogeneous equilibrium is over. Then now we are going to heterogeneous equilibrium. Now you know heterogeneous equilibrium means what? The reactants and the products are not in the same phase. Same phase means not all in same phase. Or if we say that if all are gaseous, we can say it is homogeneous. If all are solids, we can say it is homogeneous. But if one reactant is solid, other is a gas, or the product is a gas or a solid or a liquid. So if the phases are different in that reaction, you can say it is a heterogeneous equilibrium. Okay. Now in heterogeneous equilibrium, for example, heterogeneous equilibrium. Okay. Heterogeneous equilibrium. So for example, H2O liquid in equilibrium with the H2O gas. Okay, the two are in different state. So it can be said as a heterogeneous equilibrium. Okay, or you can say a simple example as calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate is a solid in equilibrium with calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. See, this is a solid, this is a gas. So this is a solid, this is a gas, and again is a gas. So it's a heterogeneous equilibrium. Now how will you calculate the heterogeneous equilibrium Kc? Kc is equal to concentration of calcium oxide in solid, concentration of carbon dioxide in gas, divided by concentration of calcium carbonate in solid. Simple, the same way as we have done in homogeneous. But here the point is, if it is in a solid state, see, in a solid state, it is a custom that you take that and you assume that it is a pure solid and you take the concentration as 1. So the solids you are taking the concentration as 1. So for solids, okay, since the concentration of solids you take it as 1, you can say Kc is equal to the concentration of calcium oxide in the gaseous state. See, Kc is equal to the concentration of calcium oxide in the gaseous, because all the solids you are getting it into 1 or making it as a constant as 1. Clear? So this is about the heterogeneous equilibrium. Okay, then this much you have studied, this much you have understood. So then if you want another example also, I will tell you for a heterogeneous equilibria, Ag2O. Listen, I will give you another example. I will give you another example for a heterogeneous equilibria, because heterogeneous equilibrium is only a little bit to study. Okay, that's just you want to know because in the different phases. For example, see, if Ni plus 4CO in equilibrium giving NiCO 4 times. So this is a solid, this is a gas, and again this is a gas. See how you will write. A question can be asked is just to write the equilibrium, that's all, in heterogeneous. So make sure that the solid is 1, that's all. So Kc is equal to concentration of nickel carbonyl gas divided by concentration of nickel solid into concentration of CO raised to 4 into solid. Why I said CO raised to 4? Because the stoichiometry raised to stoichiometry, isn't it? But the solid and solid get cancelled. Sorry, this is gas, right? This is gas. So concentration of CO raised to 4 gas. So this will get cancelled. So the Kc for this reaction is NiCO4 times gas divided by concentration of CO raised to 4 by gas. So this is how you calculate the concentration for a heterogeneous equilibrium. So is it clear? So next we will study about the applications of equilibria. What are the applications of equilibria and how you will predict the reaction, whether the reaction is going to the forward reaction or the reaction is going to the backward reaction. Is there any criteria for the magnitude of this reaction and all in the next session? So till then, thank you.